my audience. Stay. Okay. Many people think that we can just slap a design on a t-shirt, but it's really not as simple as many think. There's a lot of decisions that go into making a t-shirt that will alter the product. If you ever want a custom t-shirt made, it's good to know which method is best for your needs. You need to know the pros and cons of each method. If you start learning about the t-shirt, I first started learning about t-shirt printing during my 2 years in the graphic design program at the Southwest Technology Center. And then I went on to work in a print shop called Custom Graphics, which I've been at for a little bit over a year now, so I have about 3 years of experience. First, I'm going to tell you about a little bit about the 4 types of t-shirt printing, and then I'm going to tell you about the quality of each print, and then finally I'll tell you the artistic limitations with each method. These are all things that you need to think about when printing your t-shirts. Okay. First, let me tell you about the 4 types of t-shirt printing. Start off with, we have screen printing. Screen printing is a method of printing where you push ink through screens in order to put a design on the shirt. It's not as simple as just pushing the ink through, though. It's a very tedious and long process just to make and set up the screens. And on the slideshow, you can see that's the screen, the squeegee, and then the hollowed out hole that we burn for the ink to seep through. Next up is direct to garment, and also known as DTG. This is a method where you use a special printer to print directly onto the t-shirt. As you can see in the picture, it's printing directly onto the t-shirt. Then the next is direct to film. Direct to film is where you use a specific type of printer to print a transfer, which you then heat press onto the t-shirt. And the next is vinyl. Vinyl is, you can either use a machine or cut it out yourself, where you cut out the specific t-shirt vinyl, and then you heat press it onto a shirt. Okay. Now that you know what each type of printing is, let's get into the details. You need to think about what you need for the shirt. Is it for a specific occasion? Is it for advertising? This will help you decide how much money you want to spend on the quality of your product. Now let's discuss the quality of each print. Screen printing will last the longest. It may start to crack after a few years, but there are ways that you can fix that, such as ironing. Well, a specific way to iron it, but still. And that's a picture of a old screen printed shirt. And then direct to garment will fade after a few washes, which there's not really anything you can do to fix that. It's just the ink doesn't seep all the way through the shirt, so it just fades fast. Only way to prevent it is pretty much to not wash it very often, and that's it, fade it. And then direct to film and vinyl will start to crack and peel up over time. They are kind of like the middle ground. They won't last as long as screen printing, but they will last longer than direct to film, which that's those 2 down there. And then next up we have, having said this, you should also think about the printing method which would work best for your artwork. Now I'm going to explain the artistic limitations with each method. Screen printing can include quite a bit of detail, but it can be limited on the amount of colors. Because each color needs a different screen to print, many screen printers will have a certain limit on how many colors they will print. Like the shop I work at has a limit of 8. It's different for each printer though, and also the more colors you have, the more expensive the product will be. So yeah. And then direct to garment can print pretty much anything. Like as you can see in this picture, you can print photos. It's the only one that you can print photos of, like someone's face or something like that. So that's why a lot of people like it. And then direct to film can do pretty much any design and it can print just about every color. So yeah, if you want a lot of detail and have a design with a bunch of colors, that's probably the way to go. And then vinyl is limited in both details and the amount of colors. Vinyl is mostly known for just doing simple wording or simple designs, or if you want glitter on your shirt, that's really the only one that can do glitter, so that's probably the way to go. I have learned that there is a lot more that goes into t-shirt printing than what people assume. You really have to think about what type of t-shirt you want before you go to print. Now that we have discussed the 4 types of t-shirt printing, the quality of each print, and the artistic limitations, I hope you remember these pros and cons if you ever decide to get a t-shirt made. T-shirt printing can be a fun and useful way to advertise your business or simply make a shirt that you enjoy. Whichever method you choose, I hope you love the finished product.